Today we're going to talk about cell processes. Some of these processes that we're going to talk about are mitosis, photosynthesis, and finally we're going to talk about cellular respiration.
First, let's talk about mitosis. Mitosis is how the cell divides. Mitosis is divided into many different phases. The first is interphase. This is where the cell spends most of its life.
Interphase has different checkpoints, G1, G2, GO, and S. These checkpoints ensure that the cell doesn't grow out of control or improperly. During interphase, the cell's DNA also replicates.
After interphase, the cell starts the phases of mitosis: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. During prophase, the DNA condenses into chromosomes instead of just floating squiggly lines. Also, the nuclear membrane begins to disappear. Woohoo!
During metaphase, the chromosomes pair into homologous pairs and line up in the center of the cell.
Anaphase happens when the homologous pairs of chromosomes split and they are pulled to the opposite ends of the cell. This prepares for the creation of two separate nuclei. During telophase, the sister chromatids reach opposite poles and a nuclear envelope forms around the group of chromosomes.
After these phases, the cell divides by cytokinesis, forming a cell plate or furrow, and finally splitting the cell into two cells. Now we will go over photosynthesis and cellular respiration, which are ways to get energy.
Photosynthesis is how plants or other autotrophs get glucose for energy. Autotrophs are organisms that produce their own food. Photosynthesis uses light energy, water, and carbon dioxide to create glucose.
The chloroplast is what does the reaction for photosynthesis. It takes in the water, carbon dioxide, and light energy, and it produces glucose as well as oxygen. This glucose is then used to make energy for the cell.
The mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. It takes in the glucose made from photosynthesis as well as oxygen to make ATP energy.
This produces water as well and occurs in animals as well as plants. The animals just get their glucose by eating other organisms.
Now let's recap. Mitosis is the process the cell goes through to divide and includes interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and last but not least, telophase.
Photosynthesis and cellular respiration are how things get energy. Remember, animals don't do photosynthesis because they eat other things to get their glucose. And now you know more about cell processes.